it is good for it to be operative. There are equipments, many of the equipments that we used, you are not supposed to put it off. You just put it on sleep mode so that it will be, hit here, dear. I will not be able to do without speaking Yoruba because my body is wired in Yoruba. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to bother you. I am going, all I have just presented is my first submission. I will now go to the second submission. It's going to be fast. The second submission is to challenge academia, and it is to challenge me. And I'm glad that the Pro-Chancellor is sitting. I'm sure that he wanted to go somewhere. I'm the one that is holding him. I am also, I need to be in Ibadan. My journey is about 4 hours, I'm getting, or 5, not 4 now. Man, so me know. Academia. Academia is important. The role of universities. Universities have, right from immemorial times, they are cradle of civilization, cradle of breakthrough. When you consider Newton laws to CRI, SPR, clustered, regularly interspaced, short, palindromic repeats. It is something about genome, so don't worry yourself. It is a technology that you use selectively to modify DNAs. It is selective modification, and I know many of us here, they already know it. When we consider the challenges, just like I said, the challenges that we face, they demand integration, they demand innovation, and they demand intentional collaboration across laboratories, across departments, and across institutions. Very, very important. Because that is what can bring scientific transformation. Spoken about interdisciplinary research. I've spoken about it. Don't let me. But one thing that I want to bring out as I want to round up is that I found out that academic structures that has been compartmentalized into department, funding, even journal classification. So all this, putting it into compartments, hinder collaborations. It is not friendly. It does not help collaborations. So what can we do? We need, number one, in academia, we need to create what I want to call cross-disciplinary institutes. And we started that at the University of Ibadan. We have a faculty of multidisciplinary studies. When you get to, they have about 6 departments. When you get to that department, you will see medicine there. You will see history there. You will see philosophy there. You will see security there. Security studies. All those are what we put together, and we are getting results for it. Where they will be able to handshake with each other. Where they can move. It is not that in Harvard, they don't have faculty of science. They have faculty of science and arts. Harvard. You see, I belong to chemistry, the old school of chemistry at the University of Ibadan. They have said, chemistry, you are too big now, a department. We have close to 20 professors now. And we have 42 academic staff in chemistry. They say, break now, you should be. Chemistry will never break. Because organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, analytical chemistry, industrial chemistry, they work together. They can't stand alone. Industrial chemistry is an emerging area. It has physical chemistry. It has inputs of engineering. There is heavy inorganic industries. Inorganic is there. You cannot do. There is organic chemical industries. All our students, they do engineering courses in industrial chemistry. They do. Drawing, technical drawing is compulsory for them. They do 2-3 courses in mechanical engineering, but that is how it's supposed to be. That is how we can move forward. We also need to design team-taught courses where computer scientists and biologists will solve problems together. And we must reward. We must reward co-authored papers and joint grant, not solo achievement. I told you that we dropped somebody because he's working in a solo manner. Somebody that is working will likely cheat. If you fake results, you won't know. We need also to cultivate risk-tolerant research culture. Academic matrix is very, very important, but it is good for us to transform it. When they were reading something, H-index, it may really not transform to, and that's why we are working, you see, now we have 2 patents. We are working on a number of patents now, because research for research's sake is research to impact society. Research that adjusts the culture of promotion and then putting it on the shelf is not useful. And it is because our town and gown interaction in academia is very poor. Town does not interact with gown. It's supposed to be a 2-way traffic. Town should come to gown. I have this problem. Solve it for me. Gown should go to town and say, what problem do you have? I want to solve it for you. When Coca-Cola was developing the concentrate, there is a concentrate that Coca-Cola uses. It's a closely guarded secret. Nobody can know it. If you see Coca-Cola, I've done some work with them. Also done some work with the breweries. With Coca-Cola, those concentrates, they normally bring it in the night. The people that before it was developed. You see, town and gown must relate. We must relate. I think I must round up so that they will not collect to be 30 minutes. But I didn't know. But finally, there is need to empower the incoming generation. We will need the next generation, which are students and early career researchers. I didn't know that this is going to be the distribution before I put this down. I said students and early career researchers are the most untapped resource that we have. We must teach them T-shaped skills. Let them be deep, very deep in expertise. Let them also be deep in knowledge. Bring all of them together. Ethics also very, very important. Let it go with it. Let them have the core values of research. Very, very important. Integrity in research, very important. When I was about to complete my PhD was on the use of Saccharomyces cerevisiae for the production of ethanol and Aspergillus niger to produce citric acid from sugarcane molasses. Ethanol is not a problem for me. For citric acid, it's a serious problem because all the organisms, we collected it from the Commonwealth Mycological Institute. And there was a way we were trying to see which one will give us the highest concentration of citric acid. Citric acid is produced in 3 weeks. By the time you inoculate the organism, by the time you do that, you now steer it. They are supposed to be checking under orbital rotatory checker for 21 days. There was no report. There was no report that if you put it on a still ground, that the concentration of citric acid will not be low. Unfortunately, I had a problem. There was electricity challenge. We could not use a shaker. Something just told me, put it on the ground. I just left it on the ground. And by the time I determined citric acid, it was 4 times higher than what I have been getting. I jumped up. I said, it has never been reported. Can I tell you, that type of, I went to my supervisor doubted me. I did another one, using exactly that strain, WS42. I used the same strain. I got the same result. I made him to be there when I was doing the analysis. You see, there are some of these things that is on the positive. It can even be on the negative. That paper is the best cited paper. It was published in the Journal of Fermentation and Bioengineering of Japan. It's the highest cited paper. And we need to bend backwards. And I am talking about integrity. The results that you get, put it out. It may be positive, it may be negative. And I am still talking about empowering our next generation. Core values, integrity. Don't juggle figures. Don't change it. Some people, the graph, they will now be extrapolating the data from it. Ole. I caught a student like that, I drove him away. I don't work with people that doesn't have integrity. No, I can't stick it. I can't stick them. Launch them. The Innovation Fellowships. I have spoken about entrepreneurship, critical thinking. Very, very important. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed the ambience of this place. If you are giving a keynote address, is not supposed to be in details. I hope I have not gone into too many details. It is just to whet your appetite on what you should expect. I am sure, because I'm going to ask, I'm sure you have rapporteurs, LOC. You have rapporteurs that will be able to capture. Let them capture it. I will also be able to see rapporteurs and then those that will be able to bring out the communique. There is nothing that anybody can do without research. Because research allows you to explore. It is not trial by error. It is not guesswork. It is something that is science and technology, very, very important. But as you are going with science and technology, all those in humanities, let us go together. People are talking of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. They are also even saying now medical science. You see, the medical scientists are coming up. One is STEM, very, very important. And it is good to also add innovation. That is the way to go. My presentation, I won't be able to talk about it, but distribute it. Send it to all the people. Once they have an email, send it there. I'm leaving it. Just look at it. You will see that some of the few things that I didn't say, probably because when you look at the Sustainable Development Goals, there are 17 of them. All of them are interconnected. There is no one that stands. Guru, gri, guru, gri, guru, ni. Some, you need 6 inputs. One, you need 5 inputs. You can't do anything without collaboration. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for this.
If you agree with me, that's Hand need to be higher. A round of applause for the erudite professor. This is wonderful. This is powerful. A present of keynote that became a lecture. Please, can you clap your hand very well? That hand does not have problem. Thank you very much. Prof, permit me to say that you have fed us. And my philosophy are impressed. So they now know that they didn't waste their time. I want to inform all philosophy students that the presentation will be sent to our platform. As I told you, 20% of the exam question will come out from this keynote. Having said that, I want to invite the Vice-Chancellor to do an important ritual in the annals of conference by declaring this conference open for intellectual intercourse.
The Pro-Chancellor, I'm sure if this is the only thing that we are able to do, this had achieved something momentum. And we need to thank AUCONAS. It's not only that they have organized this conference, they have also brought not just one person, not just a Vice-Chancellor, they have also brought us another big collaboration. The Vice-Chancellor, sir, we want to thank you that you did not do it the usual way. Just read the story that will not reach people. This is very impactful. And I'm happy that in our usual way, we insist our students should be part of everything we do. And our motion is knowledge. Our motto is knowledge, integrity, and leadership. So you have really spoken to who we are. And I can assure you that we will do more than you can imagine when it comes to start pushing, to start saying, please we need, please we want, this is what we are willing to do. Thank you so much for doing this. And without wasting our time, I just want to declare this conference opened to the glory of God, to the development of man of council. I don't want to do this alone. I would rather be at the center of where things that are going to be molding the future are happening. This is a small token of appreciation of our keynote speaker, the Vice.
Without wasting much time, I invite Dr. O.S. Ilesomi, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee,